All right. Welcome back to PROCONversations podcast. It's your boy, iloveyouJASE.
And it's your boy Mook, and this is episode 1. So let's get straight into it.
Yes, sir.
We woke up this morning and we seen that damn trade, that damn Jordan Poole and CJ McCollum trade. How you feeling about it, Jace?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. To me, it's not really moving the needle. I mean, I love CJ McCollum's game. I love how he has branched out his playmaking. He's definitely become a leader since departing from the Trailblazers and such. I do like Kelly Olynyk. These are pretty good players, but definitely not gonna move Washington into the playoffs. I'm not seeing that. Jordan Poole down there with Zion and them. Yeah, maybe like a few years ago, this probably would have been an amazing trade. I would love to see those pieces together, but no, like I feel like Zion hasn't had a chance to fully even mesh with those players himself, and he's been on there for years. So I'm definitely not seeing how Jordan Poole fits into the mix of getting them to the playoffs as well. Like, what's the plan here? You know what I'm saying? Is it just money? I don't know. The crazy thing is, the new general manager, Pat Honcho, they got over there in New Orleans, was saying that he was trying to keep everybody in place and try to run it back next season and everybody be healthy and see where that goes. And now we got CJ McCollum getting traded. And he just said, like back in February, CJ McCollum himself saying you got to keep them bags, just in case nowadays, you know what I'm saying? Just because that Luka trade, like you said last night, that goddamn Luka trade changed everything. But yeah, like I said, it's not moving the needle. Nothing to see here for real. I expect more moves, especially on New Orleans' part. Washington, had no clue. What about you, bro?
Well, all right. So just the whole trade was the Wizards received CJ McCollum, Kelly Olynyk, and a future second round pick, and the Pelicans received Jordan Poole, Sadiq Bey, and the number 40 pick in this draft. So
Hmm.
with that being said, it's not moving the needle for neither team, to be honest. Like this is like I seen a tweet earlier and it was like this is probably like the first like lost trade like that, like you know what I'm saying, like there's nothing y'all did that nobody literally won in this, like.
Yeah,
So to be honest with you, I'm more confused than anything
yeah.
because like I said about the Drew shit last night, even though that's a little bit more excusable because of what would have happened with the whole tax and what we explained with on last episode.
Hmm.
But this is it's just like Jordan Poole and Zion probably gonna play 20 games together. This what y'all
That's,
want?
that's the
Like
part
you
that
said,
sucked, bro. Like,
like Brandon Ingram, he in Toronto. I'm pretty sure folks forgot about that. I like Trey Murphy. I love Trey Murphy actually. Like he a good young player. What y'all think they finna do with now Jordan Poole leading the pack instead of CJ McCollum? A dependable 20 and almost I think 10 player. But I mean I guess this will have to be one of those trades we really do have to wait and see. Maybe it's a thing that not necessarily this year,
down the
take
road type
effect,
shit.
but yeah, down the road, it'll end up paying off and we'll be like, oh damn, it's good that Jordan Poole here, or maybe it's
Yeah.
good CJ McCollum here, you know what I'm saying? But as of right now, question mark, question mark.
Like fucking the Wizards just got Chris Middleton and Marcus Smart. Like everybody calling them the Unk Pack and Unk Party and all this shit. Like what are y'all do? What are y'all doing down there? Like I see if y'all had like a young core. Like not to say that Wizards is ass, but like to say, they don't have like a core that I would see a bunch of potential in. That they about to be uprising. They finna be the next ones up. Like, I don't. I'm not seeing that. I'm not feeling that. I literally have no clue what they're doing. I'm confused. Like I'm genuinely confused on the Washington part. Like, but that wasn't the only trade that went down today. Cause last night we was talking, and in the middle of us doing our first episode or our pilot episode, however you want to call it, episode 0. You know what I'm saying? Fun to be out if it's not already out by the time y'all see this. The Drew Holiday trade happened, and I said in that episode that it was gonna be a toss up between Drew Holiday and KP. It didn't seem like a toss up at all because both of them of us got traded. Today, Kristaps Porzingis got traded to the Atlanta Hawks, mind you, which came out of nowhere. It's a 3-team trade. You got Kristaps Porzingis and a second round pick to the Hawks, Terrence Mann and a number 22 pick to the Nets, and Georges Niang in the second round to the Celtics. You know what I'm saying? I want to see what your thoughts is on that because that one actually surprised me, just like the Drew one last night.
I promise I'm not being repetitive. But once again, confused. Because you just got rid of Drew Holiday. I feel like once again we kind of talked about this last night. It was between one of y'all. We knew that for sure. And on your end, you was like you was more comfortable with letting older Drew Holiday go than let KP go, which I understand. But y'all just got rid of both of them. And we'll probably get into this later. As of right now, today at 11:53 p.m. 24th, it's hella calls for Derek White and Jaylen Brown. So what we doing here? And it's not even just from what we hearing just deals. It's some crazy stuff being put on the table for Derek White and Jaylen Brown. Not necessarily on the same team or anything like that, but just those two players in general. But yeah, KP. I mean, don't get me wrong, but KP going to the Hawks if Trae Young is about to actually be there, that could end up working if they don't end up having him playing that role like they end up having him play in damn Dallas,
Yeah,
with Luca.
yeah.
If they let Trae Young and KP play the game that they played last season, I definitely see them doing something. Don't get me wrong, I don't see them winning the East or anything like that, but I definitely see them doing something, and hopefully they do some more, make some more moves in the offseason to make this even better. And I think they could be a contending team depending on who they get in this offseason with free agency. But how did you feel about it?
Me, kind of the same with the Atlanta take. Like if Trey Young is there, matched up with Porzingis, who's probably a little bit pissed off. Not gonna lie, just being sent down there because we've been seeing reports as well today, and I was saying last night. Drew's probably pissed that he's going to Trailblazers. It didn't seem like a move to where it was a bunch of communication there. I don't think it was communication on this KP trade either. It kind of Brad Stevens doing what's best for the team, not really thinking about the player. That's kind of been a thing for them since IT4, probably beyond IT4. That's been a thing. I'm not sure, but yeah, I like the KP to Atlanta trade only for Atlanta, not for KP himself. Terrence Mann to the Nets. Terrence Mann's pretty smooth. They got another first round pick. I think they got five. Yeah, the Nets have five in this draft. Yes, yeah, that which is great for them. Rebuilding recouping on what they lost, with the Kyrie and the Harden and KD, you know what I'm saying, getting back right. Put more pieces around Cam Thomas if that's the person they do want to build around. I like Cam Thomas. We both like Cam Thomas. We've been up on him for a good while, so it's nice to see him start to get that ball more and get more trusted more. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not too familiar with Georges Niang. I thought this was Niang from the Cavs.
It's not.
So he's from the. How did he get? Okay, when did that happen? I thought he was on the Cavs still. Yeah, see, I didn't know when did that happen. I didn't see that.
Yeah, see, I thought he was on the Cavs as well. So
No, he was traded from the Cavs to the Hawks during February.
I don't
Did
recall that
not see
happening. That's
that.
crazy. I don't recall that
That
because
went over my head.
he
What?
just had an altercation with Paulo this season.
Apollo, yeah, dead ass, yeah,
Cavs.
yeah. And then he had an altercation with what's the name as well, Quentin Grimes. And he's
Yeah,
telling him like,
facts,
wait till
facts.
Maxie come back. Like, you ass, bro. Like, but yeah, man, I love Niang's pretty good player, pretty good shooter, I would say. I don't know about all the other aspects of his game. He still hasn't. I'm not the person to talk about weight or body shame or anything, but he definitely need to cut a little bit down. You know what I'm saying? He'd probably be a little bit more faster off the catch, off the dribble. But honestly, doesn't move the needle for me. Like, I'm understanding what they're doing, but at the same time, it's like, would you have still made these same moves had JT not been injured? Because like it seems like y'all just moving all these pieces a little bit too soon. Like I get the second apron and all of that. You getting basically a hard cap. That's essentially what it is. It's just different terminology. And everybody's blaming CJ McCollum, but also people had to vote on that. It wasn't like he just said to do this and then that's just what happened. You know what I'm saying? People had to all agree that this was the right thing to do, and obviously it's not. Because I ain't gonna say, well, I can't even say that. It remains to be seen. I know I don't like these moves. Most of Boston probably don't like these moves. Let's see where it goes. Do you have any other predictions, like, of where people could be going? or have you heard any like inklings of anything close to happening?
I just seen RJ Barrett is a favorite to go to Portland.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I was just seeing that when I was scrolling on X. Let me.
What?
Yeah, I just seen that on one of those report pages type beat. Yeah, I seen the RJ Barrett there. Not now that was just like 10 minutes ago, but
Yeah.
just seen that. But me personally, I have a couple of. I think they're not staying on the teams that they're on right now. Like
Hmm.
Miles Turner, he's one of those guys. I don't think he's in Indiana. I think Nas Reed go look for that money, and I don't think they retain Nas Reed, and I don't think that the Pacers and Miles Turner will come to an agreement at all. Because he a free agent, right? Miles Turner, yeah. But those are the only two guys that I can really think of other than the RJ Barrett thing that I said first. But how about you?
For sure. I feel like, and I was just thinking about this today. We keep talking about the Mavericks. I keep seeing stuff about that, and we just seen a report about them possibly using the mid-level exception to get, D'Angelo Russell, Chris Paul, Dennis Schroeder, or Malcolm Brogdon. I wouldn't be mad at a Drew Holiday AD team up again, even if it's just for 1 year. You can trade them again, when Kyrie comes back healthy. Not that I want to see Drew Holiday getting passed around like that. That's kind of fucked up. Like, nigga, not Dwight Howard, man. But no disrespect to Dwight Howard, but you know what the fuck I'm talking about, man. But I would love to see them team back up. When you saying that that RJ Barrett shit though, really got me thinking. Cause how would you think of Drew Holiday to Toronto? Would that sound pretty cool to you? Like that ain't moving it. Nah, you not fucking with that. Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram.
Drew Holiday, Brandon Ingram, you got IQ, Grady Dick, Jakob.
I mean, it's the East, dog.
It is the East. And like we said on last episode, JT out.
Ain't
Shit,
no.
JT out. They just lost Drew and they just lost KP. Like you just said, Dame out, Tyrese out. The Knicks
And
don't have a
niggas
head
is
coach right now.
listening to trades. Niggas is listening to trades for Derek White and Jalen Brown. And like you said, the coaching of the Knicks.
So what we doing? And I heard the Heat. I'm about to scroll on Twitter in a second, but I heard the Heat. I think they about to make some noise.
Yeah, so that brings me to my next point. I don't understand why. You just got this man. You've been talking about this man for the longest. You just got him. I keep hearing reports that they already have Andrew Wiggins on the trade block. Is that what you was going to say? Just saw that. Yeah. Saw that today as well, multiple times, that they have made Andrew Wiggins available on the trade block. And they have been in contact with the Lakers. And the Lakers are trying to see what their asking price is. That doesn't move the needle for me as a Laker fan. We might name this episode Move the Needle, because what the fuck is everybody doing?
Can we please move it?
Now, the one that had me like the most confused, the prediction, that's another one that's not mine. What I seen earlier today, well, I seen it last night actually, and they had Bam being like a huge favorite to go to the Lakers. Nobody would explain why. I didn't see no details. I just randomly seen Bam is a favorite to go to the Lakers, and I don't know. Like, have you seen any details, any paperwork, or any trade scenarios on what the fuck? But you saw that though. You saw the same thing. Okay, that shit's weird. I'm pretty sure we're gonna have more to talk about with trades tomorrow. So everything's hyping up. We got the draft tomorrow. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and get into that. You know what I'm saying? What's your draft picks looking like? Where you got everybody projected to go?
From ESPN, I'm gonna get a top five as of right now since the trades that just happened with the Drew Holiday and everybody. The updated like top five is Cooper Flag going to the Dallas Mavericks, Dylan Harper going to the Spurs. I hope I don't mess this up. VJ Edgecombe going to Philly. The two guard small forward Khan. I'm not even about to try to pronounce that last name from Duke. He going to the Hornets supposedly, and Jeremiah Fears from Oklahoma is going to the Jazz. But me personally, I still have Cooper Flag going first. I think he's the best prospect in the draft. I like Dylan Harper going second to the Spurs. Me and you talked about this a little earlier, touched on it. I like him going to the Spurs with what he could bring and then the things that he could work on. They're really just minor things. So definitely like his game. Third, I will have to say this might be crazy, but in my opinion, is Ace Bailey from Rutgers, right behind his teammate Dylan Harper. He might be in my opinion, the third best prospect. in this draft. My fourth, Trey Johnson from Texas. I like his game a lot. Depending on where he goes, like if he was able to go to shit, I was looking. If Jaylen Brown end up leaving the damn Celtics, shit like the Celtics or what, but in this case he end up going to the Hornets. I wouldn't really like him there in that scenario, but just as a prospect, he's the fourth best player in my opinion. I can't even think of a team other than like the Celtics. If he went to like a already team that's slick already, they already have their stuff figured out, like a Knicks, the Celtics, Pacers. Like if he went to a team like that and was just called upon to just catch and shoot and just play his game, I think he'll strive best to his abilities. And then my fifth would have to be, this might be crazy for me, and I'm not even about to try to pronounce his name, and we didn't end up getting to him when me and you were doing the little film breakdown before. But the center from Duke, Kaman Maluch, Khamalu.
Oh
But
yeah, I see.
from Duke, that's the fifth best prospect in my opinion. From what I've seen from, I'm not gonna lie, he's everything that you can ask for in the five. I just don't think he gets stretched the floor, which with how dominant he is in the paint,
He might not
he can
need
end up
to.
being one of those ones. But he definitely need to, in my opinion, bulk up a little bit more. But yeah, that's my five. How about yourself?
Hey man, shit. Of course, Cooper Flag. Honestly, I feel like that shit was a setup. I ain't gonna lie. We ain't gotta get too deep into that, but you miraculously trade Luca to the fucking Lakers of all teams. As soon as you do that, they wind up selling the team, and as soon as they do that, the Mavericks wind up with the number one pick to get Cooper Flag. Kind of a conspiracy there. We gotta dive too deep into that, but that's what I got. That's who they should pick. It would be very dumb if they did pick them. Dylan Harper, definitely love the tapes I've been seeing. The passing was pretty cool. The shooting, yeah, I'm a little iffy on the shooting, but the driving and the passing, I was definitely fucking with heavy. Would love to see him on the Spurs. 76ers, I did see them projecting so boy named Ace Bailey, but Ace Bailey ain't been going to them damn interviews, bro. He ain't doing no workouts. Don't know what's up with bro agent. It's tough, man. I feel like anybody that winds up over there at 76ers is gonna have to, work through a hard situation. They got a lot going on over there, and I'm confused about the Wizards, but I'm kind of confused by the 76ers as well because they could definitely be a championship team, but are they gonna gel? Are they gonna be healthy? They got three amazing guards that kind of do all the same thing for real. What they gonna do with that? You know what I'm saying? Then now you're gonna bring another guy into the mix, especially like a player like Ace Bailey. I mean, who's a great shooter, I would say, especially from that 3-point range. He could definitely work on his shot selection, but I don't really see how he would fit into the groove of that while they still trying to figure out everything. I'd say he would probably need to go to like a team that kind of fits more of his timeline. We've seen how that worked out with Markel, but dang, bro, I gotta see how to say your name, man, for real. The guard from the Duke definitely reminds me of Austin Reeves. I see a lot of Austin Reeves in him. A little bit more of an upside on the defensive end, but the shooting, it's not even the fact that he's accurate, and it's the more so him being willing to shoot. Like, as soon as he catches it, he's not worried about your closeouts. He's not worried about how close you is. He's not scared. And I love to see stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Out of a player, especially somebody that young. He was a rookie. I mean, freshman. Like, I love to see shit like that. So him being in Charlotte, don't. I mean, it could work out. They definitely need more of an edge to them, like on the court. I mean, they definitely got a lot of shit going on off the court that don't really translate well for them, and that's why they have a hard time getting people in. But I would have Trey Johnson to the Jazz for me. It gives. I feel like for the Jazz, it gives them a spark. They've needed a spark since Donovan Mitchell got traded. They need something over there. They got your boy Marketing, but I don't see Marketing staying there long. He's well covered. Everybody wants to get him. I feel like the Jazz eventually cave in and go ahead and trade him out of there instead of losing him just like they lost Gordon Hayward into free agency. I don't think they wait for that. Don't think they make that mistake again. Because like they have Colin Sextons, they got John Collins, they have players over there, but they need something else that they can build upon. I feel like that'd be cool, and it'd be a good spot for them. He could eventually develop that inside game, and the expectations are going to be low. Nobody's expecting him to go on the Jazz and then they become the eighth seed or higher. You know what I'm saying? The ceiling's real low, so he got more than enough time to work on that jumping ability to get his ass to that ceiling. So now that we did, kind of went over the draft predictions and such. Let's get into like free agency. We can kind of touch on that a little bit because I know that's coming up as well. It's really been busy, to be honest with you. This is kind of like one of the more faster off seasons I've seen in a long time. Like people was making trades before the finals was even over with, and now we're 2 days removed from the finals, and what three major trades have happened with big contract players. So do you got any predictions on where anybody might be moving to? I know we said something about Miles Turner, which I agree with as well. If he would have balled out in the finals, he would have got that bag. But anybody else you feel like maybe moving to a certain area or you've heard inklings about?
Let me get in that bag. Let me get in that bag. This might be crazy, but you said something. Well, we talked about this a little bit yesterday, and you said something about Jalen Green going to the Grizzlies. I think that happened. I think that happened. Now that's the one thing, the one trade situation that I do think happens. Like Jalen Green, give it. Before I say this, I love Desmond Bain game. That's a but I love his game. But I think he gets a little bit more out of Jalen Green than he does Bane. With him being a second option. Don't get me wrong now. I think in his offseason, he would need to work on his off ball ability like fuck for sure. But John Morant can attract that attention with rim pressure. Every time he even look like he's about to attempt to go downhill, it's two, three people looking at him. I think that gives Jalen Green, because I think me and you talked about this a little bit when we were just talking about just Jalen Green in general. Like, I don't, as of right now, I don't necessarily like him as a just true one, as in going into the playoffs and this is my number one scoring option. I
Yep.
don't think he's that, but I do think he's more of he's a great number two.
Mhm.
And with John Morant being there, you got your guaranteed 28 damn near 30-point player right here.
Mhm.
Truthfully, if we being realistic, we just asking the second man to come out here and give us at least a dub. I think at the second option, Jalen Green can give you about 23, 24. And I think they plan on retaining. Truthfully, I think their future is around Jaren Jackson.
I was just gonna bring him up. I was like, don't forget about
Yeah.
Triple J now.
Oh, no, oh, no, yeah, definitely got to bring him up. But then with him, don't get me wrong, that defense, that backcourt defense, but it's more trades to be made. So I think they can fill some holes within there, and then they got some young players that's looking like they can pan out to be that. But how about you? Did you have anybody?
I still feel like Clint Capella. That's been something I've been talking about since
Yeah, I forgot
last
about
year. I
Clint.
feel like Clint Capella ends up a Laker. I definitely wanted Steven Adams too, but you know the Rockets were smart and went ahead and retained him. They saw the value in him. I feel like he kind of reinstalled that value over the playoffs, and that's where it really matters. If he didn't, maybe who knows? Maybe he'd be in LA right now. Well, in a few days.
Yeah.
Clint Capella. I would hope Lakers don't take the bait and wind up with Miles Turner. Like I said, can't recall who me and you was talking to. We was talking about Miles Turner not being able to really create that shot for himself. And then when
Mm,
he tries to on the dribble, it looks a little, you know what I'm saying? He's better as a catch and
yeah.
shoot player and not too many high stakes situations, I would say. And being in the finals for the first time, that's definitely a high stakes situation. And he definitely didn't step up to the plate. It felt like the lights was too bright on some Jared Allen shit. Like, shit's crazy. But beyond that, I feel like Chris Paul goes to LA, I would say. Could definitely see that going on.
And really fast, just to interject. So I went and looked up that whole RJ Barrett thing, and for what I'm seeing, from the most part, I see one post about that, and that was a post that I saw earlier. I'm only seeing that post about him being favored to the Trailblazers, but I'm seeing crazy multiple reports about him going to the Nets. Like Nets fan pages, they done posted it. A couple like just NBA reporting pages, they posted it.
To the
Cam Thomas and
Nets?
RJ Barrett.
Yeah, I ain't moved by that either. I mean, possibly motivated RJ Barrett getting traded again, especially from his home country, and them basically all but removing him from a area where he would have been one of the top dogs. Because obviously, still to me, the top dog in Toronto still Scotty Barnes. We haven't really
Yeah, most
seen
definitely.
Brandon Ingram go crazy on that team. He could definitely take it over and take the reins from him, but Scotty Barnes the top dog up there. I ain't really see much from RJ Barrett since being up there, having more reigns, having more effect on the floor. Ain't seen it. Yeah, that's a yeah, a motivated RJ Barrett on the Nets team with low expectations. Who knows? He probably could do something. Definitely gotta get rid of D'Lo. James Harden, I feel like tries to revisit Houston again. I don't think Houston tries to revisit Harden, but we'll see. Westbrook, I don't know where Westbrook is gonna go. Where
Yeah,
Westbrook go that he hasn't been already? If we're talking about championship caliber team, like what do you think
championship caliber team.
for Westbrook? Yeah,
They got a friendly son, but how it's looking, he gonna be on the Celtics.
Westbrook to the Celtics. And what's crazy, I've seen this. Like bullshit. Like I've seen this happen on one of my 2Ks, and it actually went crazy. I think it was one of my leagues. He went over there,
Yeah,
and they balled
but
out for real. I can see that. I don't know. Like I can see that. Like if it goes like it goes that way, and him running, he would have to start. To me, he would have to start.
you
And you
think
put Simons at the as your off the bench six man.
what you think about with Tyrese being out, Pacers like on a 1 year
Mm,
deal, and
I actually love that.
I'm not gonna count like you can. But what you thinking though? You want him coming off the bench, or I'm not necessarily saying if he start take Tyrese minutes like per you know what I'm saying per se, but do you think he come in and try to just fill that Tyrese role just off first day, or he coming off bench and one of them young
Nah,
bulls? You know what I'm
he
saying?
gotta start in that situation. I don't
He'll start.
trust. Not that I say I don't trust. I don't think he's there yet. Nemhart. I don't think Nemhart's there yet. The run point guard. Asking him to do it in a game seven of the finals is kind of a lot anyway. But Russell Westbrook starting point guard for the Indiana Pacers next year. I like the sound of that. I like the feel of that. You know what I'm saying? They are a team that play with pace. He's the king of pace. You know what I'm saying? Of all that running, this, that, and third, getting down the floor, him passing that ball, throwing that bitch up the Obi Toppin, like yeah,
Yeah,
kicking it out to Neesmith. Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
yeah. I would love to see that. That's a great prediction. I'm seeing right now. Just came up 11 hours ago with Kevin Love going to Lakers. Kevin Love to the Lakers. Did not see that going. Like that's a little few years too late for my liking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How do
Seems
you?
like
Go ahead, bro.
uh,
I was gonna say, how do you feel about the rumors of the OK3 getting back together?
and see, I was gonna say something when you had brought up like the whole horn thing. It'd be cool for nostalgia reasons. Being, I think it would be cool, but I don't think like if Westbrook was to come there, he not starting, and I don't think it would be the same like at all. To be
Hmm.
honest, because like they got a taller than him. I feel like to be honest, in Tari Eason. I don't know, like just they. I don't know how I would feel with him running with their bench unit when them boys already can't shoot and shit. I don't know how. You know what I'm saying? And scoring
Look,
shit.
keeping
I
that
don't
shit
know
a
how I
buck,
feel.
yo.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and I fuck with Westbrook, boy. I fuck with Westbrook, but I just don't know. Like, I know, boy, I'd probably be mad as fuck watching Westbrook going in with that damn bitch unit, knowing like these boys not finna score.
Yeah.
KD, Harden, one of these boys got to stay in the game. One of these, some scores got to stay in the game. The whole bench unit just can't be in. Cause I ain't gonna say who leaving it, but who leaving it.
I mean, I see what you're saying, and it wouldn't be the same from my perspective. It's egos. They'll make the same three motherfuckers no more. Like, excuse me. We all came up at the same time. We all was three young bucks that hadn't done shit yet. Now we've all three won MVPs separately. One of us has went to the finals two more times than the rest of us, and actually won. Well, three more times actually since 2012. They've been in better situations, to be honest. It's really just because of the ego. That's the only reason I would say it wouldn't go together. It definitely could fit on the same team. We just seen Westbrook and Harden on the Clippers together, and that ran semi smooth. I feel like the major reason why that didn't really work out is because they had Paul George. And what I keep getting the sense of with Paul George seems like the past couple of years, especially when he first got to the Clippers, is that he probably is talking to them in a way that makes it seem like he's better than he actually is, and it's kind of rubbing off people, pushing people away, type shit. But yeah, that's all my thoughts is on the free agency. We can get more into that as the days roll on by. We got the draft tomorrow. We're gonna see if those picks come through. We'll definitely be back with y'all as soon as possible. You know what I'm saying? This has been Pro Conversations. Since I love you, Jace,
And this is Mook.
and we out.